morning and welcome to P&B Sports. I'm Eba Sunday. Today we'll be talking about what transpired in the Champions League yesterday, and also we'll be having a guest in the studio, the sport director of Veritas University. He will be here and talking to us what is going on with sport in Veritas University. But before we get there, we'll have Walter Odige, sport analyst from Lagos, right here on the show. Walter, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Eagle. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. And also we have Christian Osagede, also a sport analyst also from Benin. He's also on the show. Christian, good morning as well.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Sonny. How you doing? How is everything? And how is Abuja this morning?
Abuja is fantastic. And how is Benin? And how are you guys preparing for the festival to host your zone?
Wow, preparation is on top gear. We are doing everything possible to host in my zone. And as I speak to you, preparation is on very, very, very top gear.
Perfect. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm going to cause a commotion in the house now because Christian is a Man City fan and also Walter is a is a Man U fan. So we have one part blue and one part red. So today is going to be boost. But let's just dive into the conversation. Walter Odige, yesterday, what transpired? Between AC Milan and Feyenoord. One would think that on paper AC Milan should take that game.
Yes, it's not just yesterday. Is the problem starts from the first leg entirely, because going to Feyenoord in the first leg and not being able to come out with a result. I think that proved costly in the end yesterday, because this is AC Milan. Off on paper, when the draw was made, it should be an easy win for Milan, because this is Feyenoord. The Feyenoord side, not the best of Feyenoord sides. They are not top four, or they are not top three, top four in the Dutch league this season. They had their moments like that draw against Manchester City, but they've been a very bad thing. So you expect Milan to go there and if not win, at least pick up a draw so that it will be easy when you are at home. Because when you lose your first leg away from home, at home, whether you like it or not, there's going to be pressure. But like you said yesterday, if Theo Hernandez wasn't foolish enough to you're on the yellow card early in the second half, you should keep your calm. You are leading. You should be more disciplined, far more disciplined. And he went on and take the second yellow card and he was sent off. So that's changed the game. I think Milan would have won without that red card, but yes, the red card changed the whole complexion of the game, and it was a good a good result for Feyenoord, because nobody gave them a chance when the draw was made.
Okay, well said. Christian, yesterday, the red card, do you think the red card is actually a factor for that game? Was it a decisive moment?
Of course, yes, it was a deciding moment. It was really a deciding moment because you can't. How will I put it? Just like what my colleague just said. First thing first, we have to still take. We don't have to still take it away that AC Milan messed up during the first leg, and coming into the second leg, and you are now having a man down. It's demoralizing. It's demoralizing. Pressures will be on them, and at the end, what it is will definitely come up, and it is what it is. AC Milan is out of the Champions League, so it was a big, huge factor coming from the first leg that they could not even pull out the results, and into the second leg having issues with red card. So it was a deciding factor.
Okay, Chris. What will you talk? What will you say about Bayern Munich? Was that result well expected? Like Bayern Munich versus Celtic, everybody expected that Bayern should get it anytime, but it wasn't an easy road though. What do you say about that game, Chris?
Okay, even when the draws was made on paper, everybody ticked Bayern
Bayern.
Munich to yeah. So coming out again to see that Bayern Munich actually qualified, it's not supposed to be something surprising to any one of us or any football lovers. It's not supposed to be a surprise to any football lovers, because why? On paper, you can't compare Bayern Munich with Celtic, you know. Yes, though it was not an easy game for Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich just need to stand tall and keep their heads together and prove to the world that this is who they are, you know. So they definitely they had to definitely find a way to grind that result out to prove to the world that this is who they are. And that's what we are talking about. On paper, on the last match we just analyzed just now, AC Milan and Feyenoord. Definitely on paper, everybody will pick AC Milan, you know. So they were unable to prove what they want. And remember, AC Milan are champions of this same competition. They were once champion. So it's not something that really went down with AC Milan yesterday, seeing themselves out of the Champions League. So for Bayern Munich, it's something that it was well. How will I put it now? It was well. It was well expected. Yes, it was well expected. It was something that was expected. No matter how the Celtics tried to push, it's something that was expected. And today, Bayern Munich are through to the next round.
Okay, Walter, what is it? What is the takeaway from that game yesterday?
Okay, I think the truth of the matter is, when company was announced as Bayern Munich manager, there were highbrows, and everyone was like, "What are his credentials? How can you go from, Burnley, taking Burnley to the Premier League, getting Burnley relegated in one of the worst team we've seen in the Premier League, back to the relegation? They get a job straight at one of the biggest clubs in European football, Bayern Munich," and I think that was concern for everybody. But I don't think he has covered himself in glory since he's been at Bayern. Fine, they are, I think, 8 or 10 points clear in the league, which they lost last season. And but in the Champions League this season, we've seen lapses. Every time they've come up with a little decent opposition, they flutter, and it's quite surprising. Bayern Munich Celtic, I'm sorry, you are expecting 5-0 first leg, then second leg 4-0, 3-0. You are expecting an 8 goals difference in the entire tie, both over 2 legs. But like Christian said, in the end, it's all about the results. Who qualified, who went through, and Bayern Munich went through. So good luck to them. But I think if they meet a better opposition, trust me, there will be no chance for them to go through. Because look at Celtic. They scored the goal that sent them through in the 94th minute at the Allianz Arena. I'm sorry, there is no English, there is no excuse, there is no explanation you give to me. Bayern should be comfortably beating Celtic at the Allianz Arena. Since I've been watching football, I think that's one of the worst Bayern performance I've seen in the Champions League. You don't leave beating Celtic or eliminating Celtic out of the Champions League to the 94th minute. How did Celtic even went ahead at home at the Allianz Arena? So these are questions. When they meet better opposition, they might not be lucky. But yeah, the important thing is they are through and they got the assignment done.
Okay, let's flip to today. Let's come back. Sorry, let's come back to today now. And we're having Manchester City and Real Madrid. Christian, let me start with you. You are a Man City fan.
You would have started with me in this one.
It's good you are starting with me, because I know what is in Walter's mind right now. I can read what is in Walter's mind. It's good you are starting with me.
Let me start with.
I know what is in Walter's mind. Start with me, please.
Let me start with the people that own the trouble. Let me start with the people that really own the trouble. They have the trouble. They wear the shoe. They know where it pinches. They wear the shoe and they know where it pinches. So let me start with them so that they will tell you where the leg is pinching them. Then we'll now analyze from there. Chris, do you think Man City, Pep Guardiola's Man City, have a chance in this second leg?
Well, for me, let's also still remember it's just a 1-0 lead. Let's also put that in the back of our mind. It's just a 1-0 lead. It's a game for those that really watched that match, and I know Mr. Walter watched it. I know So you saw the game. You saw the game. It was not an easy win for Real Madrid. It was not an easy win. We came out all out to ensure that we picked that victory in Etihad Stadium. But unfortunately, one or two errors. But one thing I believe is today's match. It's going to be. I don't just want to say
You don't want to be
words that
optimistic, right?
hit me hard. But I know today's match, we have gone back to the drawing board. We have seen our lapses. And also remember, against Newcastle, our win against Newcastle over the weekend was like a booster to us. And also still remember, Real Madrid drew their match
Yes,
in
1-1.
La Liga. It was a 1-1. So that win is like a booster to us and giving us that energy to go and fight at the Bernabeu. But I know in Real Madrid, definitely it's a place that you don't just go there without your arsenals. You have to go there with everything you have, because any little mistake, the game is out of your hand. But I believe in what we can do qualifying for the next stage. Like it's just a 1-0 win. It's just a 1-0 lead, and anything can happen if we put our asses together. So I'm not writing off Manchester City in today's game. I can never write them off. I believe in what we can do today. Thank you.
Okay. You feel Man City still have a chance? That's what you're telling us. Walter, I don't know if you have the same ideology as Chris does.
He said they've gone back to the drawing board. That board, that board is not clear. They withdraw tired. They withdraw.
Please, I would like us to have this conversation maybe during your next show so that we can.
No, of course we are going to do.
You don't worry. Okay, let me go back. Let me be an analyst now. He made a very important point. He said it's just one. Oh, let's not act as if it's Madrid is leading with like 4 goals or 5. It's just 1 goal difference, which means a 1-0 win for Manchester City. We are into extra time. A 2-1, 3-2. It's just one. Man City is not like they completely out of it or something. That's one thing I think is very true. Another thing I think is also true is that in football, anything can happen. I'd be foolish to come here and scream no chance for Manchester City in this game. I'd be very, very foolish to come here and say that no chance, because in football we've seen it over time. Anything can happen. But that being said, I am ready to be foolish and say there is no chance for Manchester City. For Manchester City today.
Oh my God.
Let me analyze this thing for you now. Let me say something for you. If you watch that game, people say, Madrid were lucky, Manchester City dominated the game, Manchester City played better. That is the game. That has always been Madrid versus Manchester City. Madrid is not Barcelona. You don't expect Madrid to dominate the team. Madrid will soak in the pressure, hit you on the counter with their world-class trio of Vini, Mbappe, Belly, and Rodrigo. Then you not have a midfield of Bellingham, Valverde, Camavinga. See, that Madrid team, they don't know how to play. I agree. Manchester City will dominate today's game, but they will hit Man City on the counter. They will score goals. I don't see how much. See now, in the first leg, none of their first choice back four was available. Now Rudiger is back, Alaba is back, Vasquez is back. So how do you dominate against this opposition? How does Man City have a chance against this team? Sorry, there's no chance. This is the Bernabeu. The crowd is going to be there cheering Real Madrid. I don't see how it's going to happen. I have look, but I don't see how it's going to happen. I just think fine.
But you believe, what are you believe that we have knocked Real Madrid out of this same competitions few years ago?
Yeah, okay. God bless you. Very good question. Very good question. What happened the year you knocked out Real Madrid? You won 3-0. I mean 3-0 in the first leg. The year you knocked them out, you won 3-0 in the first leg. Then in the second leg, I think Madrid won 2-1 or something, or they drew. Said And that's it. You
But
have
but
to
but
win.
what if you are talking about 3-0 or so? I think is it Liverpool or so? I've done that before. They were winning. They won 4-0 or so, and
Oh,
they came back and they lost that game.
people should stop now. People now stop now. Why are they doing like this? that is that is 2005. We're talking about 2020. This Madrid came. I know now. Madrid will not just go out in the Champions League in this
But
phase.
but well, I think the reason why you are saying this, Walter, is because of the performance so far for the form of Man City this season. I think that's the reason why you are saying this.
Madrid likewise has been poor this season. To be fair, Madrid has not been
But but
giving
but
us
but
what
but,
we
but
want
their
to see.
form in Champions League has been super.
But do you also believe? Do you also believe that the game we played last weekend in our various league, La Liga and Premier League, respectively, will also be a factor?
Yes, Man City will come to the game. Or you're not getting me. See, Man City will fight today. What I am saying is, Man City will not qualify today. They will fight. They will play. They will play their heart
Well,
out.
well, I, well, I think, well, you've made your point, Walter, and
Yes.
I believe that on Friday we'll come back and analyze this game, what transpired this
Inshallah, I
evening.
will be there. Please bring him, oh. Inshallah, I
Please,
will be
I will
there.
be ready.
I'm going to
Because
we're going to analyze what happened. We're going to
one
analyze what
zero
happened
lead is
today.
no lead. 1-0 lead is
Bring
no
him
lead.
on. Yeah, Madrid today. Just
One
be
zero
praying
lead
that
is no lead.
Vini and Mbappe and Rodrigo are belly and
1-0 lead is no lead, Mr. Water. 1-0
today,
lead is no lead.
today you will know that it's a lead. See, it was you and I that was talking about mental this thing earlier about AC Milan getting a red card. So it's mental. This thing is beyond the physical. It's the mental. Now you know you are down already. Madrid just know that they just need to score. To know what will happen today. Man City will now come out smoky, want to score, throw attacks. Madrid will sit back, hit you on the counter, and they have the best players. Imagine having the two of the best attackers in the world, and you rely on counter. You know what it means? That once that counter happens, you will kill that opposition. So that's what is going to happen today. Man City
Okay.
will try, but Madrid will win. Madrid will qualify. Let me not say Madrid will qualify easily.
Okay.
Okay. On Friday is not far. On Friday
Inshallah, we'll
morning
be
is
there.
not far.
Oh, okay, that's
On
nice.
Friday morning is not far.
I think that's a good one. But let's go on a short break. When we come back, we are going to talk about the National Sports Festival elimination that's supposed to commence in Edo State on the 23rd, which is on Sunday. So when we go on this short break, when we come back, Walter and Chris will also put us through on that. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to P&B Sport, and right here we're here with the sport director of Veritas University, Mr. Zavi. Good morning and welcome to P&B Sport this morning.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay. Before I wanted to ask you a question, but let's go on a short break first. When we come back, I'm going to let's start the show. Let's go on the short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the sport director. Okay, welcome back, and we have the sport director right here in the show. So, how is Veritas, and how is your sporting activity so far? Can you just put us through that? You know, I came to your school last week, and I saw the facilities. Honestly, it's top notch. And a request for an invite, and which you granted our invitation down to the show. Thank you so much, first and foremost, for honoring our invitation. And can you just tell us what is sport and what is Veritas University?
Thank you. I can clearly tell you that Veritas is a sporting center for all universities in Abuja. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Hyacinth Ichoku, has done well to give us the sporting facilities, and this is because of what he saw, what he saw the students doing. Before he came on board, we have been playing, going to Nuga, going to Nigerian private university games, and winning without facilities. Without much equipment. But he sees it that, yes, this is the opportunity for him to build these things for us, because he's a lover of sports. Though he plays tennis, he's good in tennis, but he is a man that loves sports. I have been the pioneer director of sports of Veritas University, and I have been doing my possible best to make sure that sports grew up in Veritas University. If you come to Veritas, like that, like you said, assuming that day you came, it was in the evening, you wouldn't have even have space to cross, because you would have been watching ball till midnight. My student stays at the court because of the floodlight that was there till 10 o'clock in the night.
So they can even play in the night?
They played even in the night. So that is one of those things that Reverend Father Professor Hyacinth Ichoku has given to us at the university. And we are grateful to him, because there is no way we can say thank you. Is by students to coming out to participate. And you know, participating in sports help students to help the school to curtail the negative social activities.
Yeah, you occupy those minds that are idle.
Yes, like many of them that are into drugs, that are into sexual immoralities and all that. When you come to Veritas, you discover that sports has taken over all these things. And some of the students always like going home. But now if you ask them, go out, they said no. We have a league we play, that is Veritas University League, that we play every semester. We have about 16 teams that register for the competition. The winner goes home, takes it all. And the students make donation. The Vice Chancellor always gave his support for the students to participate in this. The students are too enthusiastic to find themselves in this game. In fact, any semester we say, oh, please, let's stop this game and leave it for next time. You will see that my office will be full and my students will be protesting in my office that no, they can do it. Because, you know, one of those things is that my Vice Chancellor believes that what the students has come to do is academic. But also, when you watch, we see that most of these students that are into sports are the ones making first class, making second class uppers, and then doing very well in the sports. We have a student from Veritas who represented Nigeria. He was called by Coach Manu Garba to the under-17. And from there, though he was not part of the team that went to Emirates, but the boy is in Ireland now, doing well for himself. So this is one of those things we do to produce good sportsmen for the country, not just for Abuja, not just for the sake of let's be running around. We have the coaches, we have the sportsmen and the women who are also helping us that are among our staff. So that's why you see us progressing.
Okay, sir. Let's digress to Nuga games. Nuga is supposed to start, elimination is supposed to start sometime last month. I don't know if you go for the meeting in Jos.
Yes.
Okay. And they now adjourned it because Unijos wasn't ready yet, because it's supposed to be in May or so.
Yes.
And the Vice Chancellor pleaded to Nuga Council that they to extend it a little, and they now pushed it to November, sometime in November. Because I was following that meeting during that period. So now you have ample time to prepare. But so far so good. What are your preparations like for this year's Nuga Games?
Oh yes, there will be first. If you were at the meeting, there will be World University Games preliminaries.
Okay.
But since we will not have the Nuga again, it was agreed that all universities should send their representative for
camp.
Years to camp at Unijos, where the Vice Chancellor also gave his support that he's going to sponsor, he's going to give some of the money that will aid those that will be going for the World University Games at China. And then we are preparing because we have one of the best athletes that is good in karate.
Okay.
Talking about Mariam Gimba, who has represented the university several times and get to national karate championship, and then got medal and silver medal respectively. And now she is number 1 in junior cadre in Nigeria and 86 in the whole world. So I'm expecting that she will be there, and I have a very good basketball team. Even though basketball was not mentioned among those that will
go for the World University Games.
Yes, and because they said that after the All African Games, those that qualified will be the ones to represent Africa, and the African University Games will be the ones to sponsor them. Otherwise, I have a very good basketball team. I have a very good football team. I have very good badminton team also. So we are already prepared as I'm talking to you now. Any day you want us to come, because we are training every day.
So anytime they say Nuga is tomorrow.
Yes, we don't just go to Nuga. Like I am the vice president of the Nigerian Private University Games.
Okay.
So by April too, there will be Nigerian Private University Games at Babcock University.
Okay, Babcock is hosting this time.
Yes, they are hosting this time. So we are prepared at all the time. That's one thing I keep thanking the Vice Chancellor, Reverend Father Professor Hyacinth Ichoku, for his administrative principles, because it gives us time. Now he made it well by giving us sports committee headed by Reverend Father Dr. Barnabas Shabayan.
That to sit for the sporting affairs.
Yes, of the university. And I am a member also. So these things are giving us help. And now they are also trying to bring out some program where the student has to be allowed to do sports from 5 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the morning before going to their class. And that is for those that also have morning class, because our morning classes start by 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And then from 4 to 7 o'clock, but when you came to that place 7 o'clock in the evening, you discover that some students finish their lectures around 6. So they would want to play till 9 o'clock in the night.
So you need to extend it. Yes,
we need to extend it. So that's why I'm always there. Sometimes I sleep in the university to make sure that the students are comfortable, and in case if anything arises, and I also serve them as Red Cross Society, giving them first aid. So in case of anything,
Any emergency,
yes, I'm always there. Our ambulance is there. All our sportsmen and women, some teachers, lecturers that are there helping each and every one of us. I can tell you that we are already prepared. We are not afraid of anything.
But you know, talking about the Umpuga, that's private university games that you said is coming up by April. But you know, Bensi University has almost dominated from the first edition till the 7th edition. I beg your pardon. I think the last one was held in Nine University.
Nine University,
Abuja.
Abuja.
Was the last one, which is the 7th edition.
Yeah.
This should be the 8th edition.
Yeah.
But Bensi University have won 7th edition. So what are you doing as Veritas, as the sport director of Veritas? What are you doing to dethrone Bensi University?
Oh yeah, you know, one thing is that when it comes to aquatic games, Benson Idahosa,
that is their strong base. Yeah, swimming is always their very strong side.
We are the defending champion in volleyball. 3 consecutive times we have won volleyball. Yes, won volleyball, and we are still the defending champion up till now. So in football too, we are doing well, and other games. But just that when you see one medal in
in team events,
yes. And then you come to swimming, you will discover that they will have up to 20, they will have 20 medals.
Different events,
Then when you come to athletics, we have gold medal in long jump. We have gold, silver medals in athletics events like 100 meters, 200 meters, and other ones. So you now discover that before you will compare it with their own swimming gold medals, it's always too late. Even in Nuga, that's why you see them also flourishing. They do well in Nuga.
They have those,
and you know, they are at the south part of Nigeria, Edo to be precise. And you know them, they swim very well.
They have water.
They have water. But I can tell you, in Veritas, we don't have swimming pool. That's one of the biggest thing, and the one thing we'll be pleading for our Vice Chancellor to be able to put in place for us. Because that swimming pool used to give us a lot of medals. Like as we are now in karate, you can't, nobody will see our back because we have one of the best contingent in that place. So that is the biggest issue. But we are trying our best to see if we can be, because I don't like working with machineries. I like using what I have to get what I need. So if we have the swimming pool to couple with the medals we are getting in some other sports, I bet you the reigning of Benson Idahosa will be over.
But don't you think it's the grace of Benson Idahosa that is still covering the school? Don't you think it's the grace of Benson Idahosa, Archbishop?
No. They have a very good sports director.
Yes,
Mrs. Adebayo. Yes. The lady is good, and she has been participating in others because she is the one recruiting. But just like you said, without the proprietor, it will not be easy because it's the support they gave you. Like everything I'm saying now, if my vice chancellor
did not accept
or approve or give me the resources I needed to do all these things, I cannot be able to do it. And that's why we will keep thanking Idahosa himself for the work he's doing at Benson Idahosa University, and then their sports director, Mrs. Adebayo, Eunice Adebayo, and she was our secretary. She was our secretary, Npuga Council, our general secretary. Yes, until last year when we had meeting, and then John Obogo came in now as the new secretary. So she has been doing well both in Npuga and Nuga.
I think she's the chairperson now for Nuga committee for, is it accreditation or something?
Yes, she's the one. Even in Nuga, she has been helping us in accreditation because she's good in doing that.
Then let's go to this mercenary thing, because a lot of schools, especially the public schools, using of missionaries, I beg your pardon. Why is it something that is like, it's just like tortoise around the story? You cannot just throw it away. Somehow, if you try to curb this side, the school or the sport director will try to we use the other way to sneak in students. And oftentimes we see that. I was opportune to be in the 2022 NUGA at Lagos, which Unilag hosted. And believe me, I saw athletes that were not students. But how did they get to this place? That's what I'm still trying to understand. And NUGA made it so difficult that you had to bring your jam. You must bring your jam. Your jam number must be the numerator of your jam. And you will bring your portal. You have to open your portal. Okay, fine. Those portal will know that it's easier for school to create a portal and slot in the athlete that they want to use. But jam, how are they able to have a jam portal? So can you really tell us how are you guys ready to fight this mercenary thing in the nearest future?
Yeah, some sports directors are always eager to
win at all costs.
And you see them go extra mile. And that is why some of them goes there to beg the people in charge of the accreditation, and because they may know them, not because they are collecting bribe, but some of them because they are their friends. They would want them to help.
The relationship they have.
Yes, even in Mpuga, we do the same. JAM will open their portal for you to check, and then the tags are made. But even if you give them the tags, they still go back and change the passports of the players, and the players will be answering that name. So they will some of them make their own tags, and then replace it with the passport of the players.
So which is they bypass what they do now? They bypass after the normal accreditation. They now bypass it
exactly
and duplicate a similar tag.
Yes,
which it will be very, very difficult for you to even notice.
Yes, it will be very difficult because you looked at the passport. What you want to see is the face of the athlete. But you see, we all have to talk to our conscience if we really want to make it. I don't believe in dealing with machineries. In fact, if my student graduated and after a year, I will not bring him back. The only time I use my players is maybe if you are still yet to go to NYSC. I can still use you, but as soon as
done with your clearance yet.
Because some of the ways we understand that these people, they already know what they are doing. But there are some coaches too that are professional in using them. Honestly, I don't like using machineries because my vice chancellor told me that these students paid their school fees. They should enjoy their money.
And the school competition is just a developmental competition.
That
it's not a win at all costs.
Yes.
Just go there, have a feel of it, just enjoy yourself. And that's it.
Like we said in the country that the essence of having National Sports Festival is to help us develop sport from grassroots and then replace the worn-out students, those that are going to retire. So also in university games, when you come to university games, we have good players these days. If it is in the European or Western world, you see that they pay even the players that are doing all those things.
Yes.
So like in Veritas now, we are planning that every player that is coming to Veritas and join the school team, either in football, basketball, volleyball, tennis, badminton, or any other game, even in indoor games. So what we will do, we recruit you and then accommodation, because we are planning to have a sports hostel for our students. Yeah, so that this can encourage those ones who have not been participating to do more. So I have even in football, I have even under 15. I have under 15. They played a friendly match last 3 weeks and they won by 3-1. So I have all cadres. If you want me to bring out under 17, they are there.
Yeah.
So when you come to that place, some of the coaches, I invite some of the coaches who were my coaches when I was playing professional football. So they come to that place, they see the players, they recommend them. And they tell me, yeah, you have a very good team. So that gives me joy instead of bringing machineries to come and be disturbing the university.
Thank you very much, Sports Director, Veritas University. Thank you very much for coming. And I believe that P&B will also, your league, you said you have a league every semester, and I believe we will come and cover some of those leagues, hopefully, if you allow us to come.
No, we will be very glad. We'll be very glad to.
So if you invite us, of course, we are going to come.
No, definitely. You are invited. In fact, I'm inviting you now because the problem we have in the league is that we are looking for sponsors.
Okay.
Because the burden is so much on our vice chancellor. So we want to see the way that at least we can be helping, so that if we can get sponsors, I am telling you that can also help your station to grow well. Because immediately you come taking this thing, at least people will like to advertise, and a lot of things will be going on. The vice chancellor did well by giving us 2 football fields. So
I saw it that day when I came. I saw it.
So there are a lot of games that are going on in the university.
We'll be coming down there to see.
I know, definitely. If you come to our league, honestly, you would not like to watch Nigerian league any longer, because the boys are good.
And it's very competitive.
In fact, if you see the way they take this league, even me, I relax. I don't want to do anything about it. The students are the ones that are doing it by themselves. This is another way of training sports administrators.
Because some of them, they are just in charge. You just put them, and what you see, you just oversee the affairs.
Yes, the only thing I do is I'm always there to make sure that everything is moving right. But I have people who are in charge. The students themselves, now they form FA committee. They, trying for us to get an NFA this thing now. Yeah. So we have FA, we have sports disciplinary committee who will sit in case of anything. So I'm using this to teach them that arbitrators for sports, so that whenever you don't go to the university to report. You can have places where you challenge. You take your challenges. So like in Nigeria, if you go to court, you are wasting your time. So these are some of those things I'm trying to bring out in them.
That's true. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. And we believe that we're going to invite you again before the Umpuga will start. I'm sure I'm going to invite you to the studio again. We'll talk about Umpuga more.
No, I'll be glad to be with you always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. So that's the start of our show this morning. I'm Abel Sunday. For me and the entire team right here in Abuja, I say goodbye.